What is good? So, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I've took this trade on GU, bagging myself $4,647, and that's just shy of 22 hours. It's going to be a raw video. I won't edit it. I'll just leave it. Anyone who's either a beginner trader, if you're experienced, you're still not profitable yet, this is my exact swing trading strategy. Let's get into it. So, starting out, you want to be looking at these three time frames, which the weekly, the daily, and you've got the 4 hour. When I'm looking at the markets, I'm looking for a minimum of 2 time frames in sync. This is the direction of the time frames. So let's say you've got the weekly's bullish, the daily's bullish, and the 4 hours bearish. You're going to be going for a buy. Other way around, the weekly is bullish, for example, the daily's bearish, and the 4 hours bearish. You want to be selling. You do not want to be going against the trend. When I started out, I was doing fucking reversals, this, that, the other, not making money, constantly fucking losing. You need to understand this one key concept, is go with what the time frames are doing. So go with the market direction. Don't try reversal the fucking trade. Stupid. And obviously, if you've got 3 time frames out of these 3 in sync, that's ideal. That's the most perfect situation. Does it happen all the time? No. So yeah, straight into it. On a Sunday, I'll go through the pairs I've got down here. I will look at these 3 different time frames on every single pair. If there's 2 in sync, I'll mark it out in a different section, which you can do this little red toggle here. You can change it another colour, another section. So yeah, we'll start on the weekly. From the weekly, what we're doing, the weekly is currently bearish. The body's broken underneath this structure point. So you've got the weekly bearish. Now, if we go down to the daily, a lot of people come at the market and they'll be thinking, oh, this is a bearish structure. It's not a bearish structure because it's come down here, created new low, and then we've broken this structure point here, which is the previous lower high. And then we're expecting it to go up. So in this case, the daily is bullish, and then 4 hour, this is your low, high, and this is all a zone where we're going to get a retracement. That is also bullish. 4 hour bullish. Sorry, my bad on the spelling there. So now we've looked at the 3 different time frames, and we've got 2 out of the 3 which are bullish. So that means we're looking for a buy at this point. If we go to the daily zone, we'll mark out the lows and the high. So this is your daily zone here. I base everything off the bodies of the candles, not the wicks. In the daily zone, you want to be marking out an area of interest. So an area of interest is a zone which previously in the markets, it's been respected. So it's either come to that point, retrace back down, or come to that point and gone bullish. To find these, you want to be looking at structure points in the market. So around the bodies of the candles, as you can see here. And you want a minimum of 3 taps in this zone. From what we can see, we've got 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, 4 tap, 5 tap, 6 taps, and now we've got the 7th tap. This is a very, very strong area of interest. And I'm sure if you went back in the markets, fucking 10 years back, it would still be respected. You might be thinking, oh, how come you're not basing it off the 1 hour? This is swing trading strategy, so it's based on the higher time frames, like I said multiple times. Ideal if you're working a job currently. Let me just go through and delete these 2 seconds. Right, you've now got 2 time frames in sync on the high time frames out the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour. Basing the area of interest off the daily time frame, which we've done here, we've found it. The daily time frame has now closed. The body has closed within the area of interest. That means on the daily, this is the ideal point. You need to be scaling down to lower time frames, looking for a buy. This is where you come to the 4 hour. As we mentioned before, the 4 hour is bullish. This is your low on the 4 hour. This is your high. There's no big retracements within this zone. Technically, when you look at it, you've got the new high and we're looking for the lower high. So this is where I thought the lower high was. So another little confluence for you, if you're a supply and demand zone trader, is you've got this little piece of liquidity down here. It's left a gap in the market. And for me, looking at the 4 hour time zone, if it didn't fill this gap in the market when it's come up with this huge bullish candle, I wouldn't be looking for a buy because I'd be expecting it to come down and fill the market at some point. This is all liquidity left. But in this case, it has come down and it's filled it. So we're going to be going down to the 1 hour time frame. Time's on there, about 11 PM. On the 1 hour time frame, we'll tap the zone on the 4 hour in the daily area of interest, and now we're looking for a change in structure on the 1 hour, which we have actually got on this point here. That is the high, and we're broken above this. As you can see, the body of the candle's broken above it, so that's giving me confluence on the 1 hour, which I class as a lower time frame, to be getting in for a buy. So now we're going to scale down to the 15 minute. 15 minute yet again is bullish, broken past this point, and we've retraced down. So we're expecting around this point here it to go up. Now to get in for a sniper entry on this, I'm pretty sure I marked out this little demand zone. Like I said, demand zones, it's the same concept if you're on the 5 minute or you're from the daily with the demand zones. As you can see, I've marked out around the top of the candle. If this had a little wick here, I wouldn't class it as a strong one. It's very hard to explain. I'll do another video on this. But anyway, the market on the 5 minute has come down, tapped into my little demand zone. All the other confluences we've got on the daily in the area of interest, the 4 hours being bullish, tapped into that demand zone. Now we're going to be looking for a bullish engulfing candle pattern. If you don't know how to understand this, you should definitely read the book Candlestick Bible. If you've got any questions, message me on Instagram. I'll tag it below. So 5 minutes. There we go. Straight away, this is your zone. So it was literally this point here. The body is engulfed it on the 5 minute. That is where I was expecting to get in. For my stop loss, I think I based the stop loss off the 30 minute time frame. We've got, you can either put your stop loss, you could go tight, which is pretty risky, around this structure point here, which is the previous low. Or, just to be a little bit safer, there's a little zone around here. As you can see, the candles are respecting it down this point, down that point, and so on. So I put my stop loss just underneath this wick down here. It was around a 16 pip stop loss, I believe. There we go, 16 pips. So in real time, I was in at this point here. Scale up to the 4 hour. Being a swing trading strategy, you want to be making your stop loss as small as possible, getting the best risk to reward. So for me, it was a 1, 2. I don't know what the fuck's happened there. The computer's just gone off. So what was I saying? The TP. Ideally, you want the TP. So we've got a 16 pip stop loss. The TP was actually at a 1 to 5 at this point. So I've looked at previous structure points in the market. This zone, based off the bodies of the candles, is well respected on the 4 hour. It's going slightly above. I was actually expecting the market to come all the way up at the top up here. Didn't do that. But anyway, who doesn't want a 1 to 5 risk to reward? We've got the 1 to 5 there. And then if we just let this play out, as you can see, boom, just like that. That is 22 hours, $4,600 made. Like I say again, just to rub it in your face. That's how easy it is. So that is my full swing trading strategy breakdown. How I took this trade last week and how you can do the same. So I'd advise rewatching the video. Drop me a message on Instagram. I'm going to tag it below. If you've got any questions, message me. I'm soon going to be launching a Discord as well for either if you're a new trader or experienced trader. So yeah, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next one.